Salem Lutheran Church is a vibrant community that dates back to 1870. For over 150 years, our church has been ministering to the needs of our community. And while facilities and faces have changed over the years, one thing remains the same: our commitment to Christ, to one another, and to the betterment of our community. Our church today is an active community comprised of over 320 households, led by a dedicated pastor and strong core of lay leaders and volunteers. There is an increasing number of ways that people of all ages can participate in the spiritual, educational, social, and service ministries of our church. Yet, despite our long history and strong heritage of activity and accomplishments, some significant challenges remain. Our building is over 50 years old, and various infrastructure needs require immediate attention. The mortar on the exterior brick of our building is crumbling in many places. This has allowed water to penetrate our building and has caused extensive interior damage that will continue and become increasingly expensive to repair. The energy and efficiency of our old single-paned windows and their associated cost is also staggering. In addition, because of stress being put on the windows due to tuck-pointing needs, many window panes have cracked or are broken. The windows facing the parking lot are in the worst shape. This includes the large two-story storefront windows facing the stairs, so all of these damaged or inefficient windows need to be replaced. Our HVAC system is almost 30 years old now and is nearing the end of its useful life. As such, it is constantly in danger of quitting and has many pinpoint leaks. It's also not cost or energy efficient and was not built to adequately heat and cool a building of our size. Finally, our existing HVAC system lacks the needed ductwork to heat and cool spaces in various zones more adequately, evenly, and efficiently. We also need to make further improvements within our church facility. In our cottage meetings, strong sentiment was expressed to enlarge the vestibule leading into our narthex and sanctuary. Our existing vestibule entrance is very small and narrows as you move through it, much like a funnel. This ultimately allows only one member or visitor at a time to pass through it. This is awkward, especially for couples and families entering our church building together, as well as those using walkers and wheelchairs. Our current cafe space is also too small and can only accommodate a few people. This limits our ability to gather outside the sanctuary, connect as individuals, and build an even stronger sense of community. Having an extended gathering space on the main level would allow us to better host guests during special events like confirmations, baptisms, and funerals. Additionally, we have no main level family restroom and only 2 single-toilet cold water-only restrooms in the Sunday school wing. These restrooms are neither sufficient nor easily accessible by people with a walker or a wheelchair, which is not compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act building code requirements and is also an affront to our sense of fairness and friendliness as a church community. Building codes and prudent safety measures require that we create another emergency exit, this one in the east wing where our staff offices and chapel lounge are now located. Currently, if there is a threat to safety that blocks escape from the narthex, staff have no alternate routes to safety in the east wing. To address these needs, we have an exciting plan which calls for various infrastructure and other church facility improvements. At the forefront of our plans are important infrastructure improvements. Firstly, contractors will remove old, disintegrating mortar from the brick joints and replace it with new mortar. This will create a more stable, watertight, and attractive building structure that will serve the next generation of members and reduce maintenance and energy costs. Next, taking care of the brick and mortar repair work will also allow us to replace our dated and leaky windows. Updated, high-efficiency windows will be installed at the back side of the church, including the large 2-story windows above the stairs leading down to our lower level. We also will replace the windows in our Sunday school rooms, fellowship hall, choir room, and the office and chapel lounge windows. In addition, we plan to replace our outdated and ineffective heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system servicing the church building with an improved, more energy and cost-efficient heating and cooling system. Adding and replacing ductwork throughout our facility will also allow us to achieve zoned heating and cooling throughout our building, and this, together with the exterior brick and mortar repair and window replacement, will ensure greater comfort and cost savings. We also plan to make some modest improvements within our church facility, which will renew our building, bring us up to code requirements, and meet our most immediate needs. We will start by enlarging our existing vestibule or entryway between our main entrance and the narthex by pushing out the narrowing walls and enlarging the doorway. This will provide a more ample and welcoming entryway leading into our narthex and ultimately our sanctuary. We also plan to remove the 2 offices near our elevator, which will enable us to expand our cafe and seating space. We additionally plan to incorporate a new vision window into this space, which will add an attractive visual element to this area, and will also brighten it up a bit by bringing in more natural light. Additionally, we will add expanded multi-stall restroom facilities on our main level for men, women, and families with both cold and hot water. Each of these restrooms will be ample enough to accommodate walkers and wheelchairs, which will bring us up to current code requirements and make our facility more welcoming. The family restroom will allow for parents to assist opposite gender children or spouses to assist one another if needed. Finally, we plan to create a new and needed emergency exit for the east wing of our facility, where staff offices and the chapel lounge are located. This will make our building safer for all within. To address our needs and plans, we are initiating an ambitious fundraising effort titled the Now is the Time campaign. Our aim with this important effort is to raise the funds needed to address our critical infrastructure repairs and our highest priority main floor renovation needs. Our campaign council recommended that we set a minimum goal of $600,000 for this effort, which is in line with what they feel we can minimally expect to raise. Reaching that goal will enable us to complete our critical infrastructure repairs. We've also decided to set a challenge goal of $1.2 million. Reaching or exceeding this level of support will additionally enable us to complete our main floor renovation plans without debt. In order to reach our financial objective, we will need both a substantial number of givers and a few fairly substantial gifts. And to ensure that we reach our objectives and our potential, all members and others associated with and those who have a special interest in our cause or our church are asked to consider special gifts over and above whatever they may already contribute regularly to us. Gifts to our campaign can be made in a variety of ways. Long-term subscriptions or pledges payable over 3 years are easier for most and essential to meeting our goal, since it would be impractical, if not impossible, to reach our objectives with one-time out-of-pocket gifts. Pledged gifts may be paid monthly in quarterly, semi-annual, or annual installments via cash, credit card, or direct deposit gifts at the donor's discretion, and a 10% or more initial investment toward your total pledge is encouraged and requested. Non-cash gifts are an additional or alternative way to support our cause. These types of gifts include gifts in kind, such as labor and materials, gifts of security, such as stocks, bonds, or gifts through qualified charitable distributions, such as IRA rollovers. They also include gifts of real estate, such as marketable land, homes, vacation, rental, and commercial properties, or even valuable personal property, such as precious metals, gems, jewelry, artwork, collectibles, and even new or slightly used and classic automobiles, watercraft, and motorhomes. And finally, you can also choose to support our efforts through deferred gifts. These are gifts that can be given or arranged for now but will not be received until later, and include gifts of new or fully paid up life insurance policies, certain types of trust arrangements, and gifts through a person's will by bequest. All non-cash and deferred gifts, however, must be reviewed and approved first by the church. Matching gifts may be a possibility too. In fact, if you serve on a board, work for, or have retired from a company that matches charitable gifts, you may be able to double or even triple your gift to our cause and church. So, check with the company whose board you serve on, you work for, or have retired from to see if they match gifts to a cause like ours. Donors of these specific gifts will have their names and or the names of those they are honoring commemorated in some special way, as will donors of all gifts to our campaign. So whatever your gift or method of making it may be, please be assured that your support is both urgently needed and will be greatly appreciated. Through the prayerful volunteer and financial support of many and the extraordinary support of a few, our campaign can and will be a success. And then our past accomplishments as a church will only be a prologue to an even more promising and prosperous future filled with even greater success. Won't you please join us in this exciting and essential effort to better ourselves and our ability to serve God and one another through the works of our church?